Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. First of all, before I get into the transfers, got to big up the England women's team, the Lionesses. They roared yesterday as they won the Women's Euros. It was absolutely unbelievable. We did a watch-along over on DR, the scenes when England won that. It was absolutely brilliant. And also, what an experience for all the fans. My daughter, lucky enough to go to the game yesterday. She was absolutely buzzing. We was at the after party down there as well at Box Park, and it was just great to see so many fans excited. What is this going to do for women's football in this country? I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. And we've got to, of course, big up the Arsenal representatives in the team. Remember, the captain of England, Leah Williamson, is an Arsenal player. She lifted the trophy. A very, very proud moment for her. And of course, player of the tournament and the winner of the Golden Boot was Beth Mead. Again, an Arsenal player. They have both instantly become legends. I mean, fantastic for the women's game. Fantastic for Arsenal women. Arsenal have always been a team that's been right at the forefront of the women's game in this country. So I thought it was only fitting, that the captain and the best player in the tournament was Beth Mead and Leah Williamson, and they were all Arsenal players. So well done to them. Absolutely fantastic. Now on the transfer news, of course, things starting to hot up. Only 4 days to go until the opening game. That's this week, Friday. Arsenal taking on Crystal Palace. I just had a text a moment ago from one of my Crystal Palace mates telling me about how great they did at the weekend. I think they beat Montpellier 4-2. He was telling me how sharp Zaha looks. This is going to be a great game. We know that Arsenal are looking good as well. So really, really looking forward to the start of the season. But certain players might be on their way out before that game even happens. We know that Bernd Leno will not be at that game because Bernd Leno is having a medical with Fulham and will become a Fulham player. It has literally all been done. All terms have been agreed between the two clubs, and now all personal terms agreed, and Leno is leaving. Arsenal will get £8 million. A lot of people are looking on that and saying, well, that's a very, very low fee. I've sort of suggested it before that I think this could be one of those sort of fees where the club is saying to Leno, for your services, we're going to smooth the way for you to get a move. We're not going to come off with a ridiculous price that stops you from getting a move. And Leno will be moving to Fulham. And listen, good luck to him. This player served us well. Player didn't moan last season when he was sat on the bench, after he really hadn't done nothing wrong. It was just that Mikel Arteta wanted to bring in his goalkeeper in Ramsdale and somebody who can distribute the ball a bit quicker. And that's the ruthlessness of football at the elite level. But wishing Leno all the best. Another player who's definitely on his way out is Balogun. Following Balogun is leaving Arsenal. I've spoken about this one a few times on the show with the links to Reims, Stade de Reims over there in Ligue 1 in France. Now that is done. He's going on a season-long loan. Going to replace Hugo Ekitike, who's gone, was their prolific goal scorer last season. He's moved to Paris Saint-Germain, and Balogun is the guy who's coming in to replace him. Now, I think this is a very good loan for following Balogun, a 1-year loan deal. Remember, we've got him tied down to a long-term contract that was done last year, but gives him a chance to get game time. And, we've seen it with William Saliba, the benefits of going somewhere and playing every week. If he stays at Arsenal, and I know that there was a lot of talk about him staying at Arsenal, they're a bit torn on the loan move because they're like, listen, he will get games in the Europa League and he will get games in cups. But what about when you've got a special talent, him going out and playing every week and going and playing in a team where you're kind of going to be like the go-to guy. There's a lot of expectations upon you. This might be the making of following Balogun. If he can go away over there to Reims, bang in like, say, 10, 15 goals for the season, come back really, really confident to Arsenal. That would be brilliant for the club. So good luck to following Balogun, who's going to Reims on loan. Now, what other players are going out? There's loads and loads still left to go. And there's been a lot of talk that Arsenal really need to shift out a load of these players before they can sort of begin the second part of their transfer window business, which is bringing a couple more players in. We know that they've been very interested in a wide player after, they went after Rafinha hard. Are they going to go after Cody Gakpo? According to the journalist Dean Jones, he wrote recently that Arsenal are the favourites to sign Cody Gakpo. Remember, 21 goals and 15 assists in 47 appearances for PSV Eindhoven. That's an exceptional record. Really looked upon over there in the Netherlands as a real special talent. Now, the price that PSV are said to be looking for him is said to be anything from around about £35 million plus. Will Arsenal be willing to pay that sort of money? I mean, he started off in the 20 millions. Now the price has gone up. I mean, these Dutch clubs like PSV, they would have seen, for instance, they would be looking over at Ajax and seeing what they've done with Lisandro Martinez, where that started off at around about 25 million and they've ended up getting 57 million for him. So, they're going to be eyeing that and thinking, we could do something similar. We could get way, way, way more money than we thought. And if we're going to let go a special talent like Cody Gakpo, we want big money for him. There's been no bids yet from Arsenal. We know that PSV are still in the Champions League, and Cody Gakpo is set to play in those two qualifiers for them before any decisions made on his career, on his future there. But again, it's going to be a waiting game. Let's wait and see. But Cody Gakpo, according to Dean Jones, we are the favourites to sign him. We'll see. Yuri Tielemans, again, I know, every day, Tielemans. It's not my fault. It's just how it is, right, with the news. No movement yet on Yuri Tielemans. Now, this is starting to get really interesting for me as well. What are we going to do with the Yuri Tielemans situation? Leicester, they got their first game at the weekend against Brentford, Sunday, 2 o'clock. That's their first game. Their fans are not happy at the moment. Again, I've got a mate who's a Leicester fan. He's not happy. They haven't made any signings. And not only that, they're becoming under attack from club after club after club for their top players. We saw Newcastle after Maddison. That hasn't gone away, by the way. Talk that they could return with another bid. There's even talk that Tottenham now interested in Maddison as well, right? You've got Harvey Barnes being linked with a move, right, away from Leicester. Another one of their star players. Fofana, their best defender. Chelsea in for him. I saw where they're even slapping the price tag of around about £85 million on him and trying to stop him from going, but he's keen on a move away to Chelsea. It's all going messy at the moment for Leicester. And of course, Arsenal really, really interested in Yuri Tielemans. Now, do Arsenal need to be wary of all these other sort of, bids and interest that's been shown in a lot of Leicester's players? We've seen this situation before at Arsenal, and then, they won't want to be losing a couple of, 2-3 of their biggest players. So it could be like, say, just give you a scenario. Let's say Fofana went, and I don't know, Maddison went. Can they then afford, even though he only has 1 year left on his contract, can they afford for Tielemans to go as well? Or would they maybe try and make him a ridiculous offer to stay, even though he's got a year left? What I'm trying to get at is that maybe Arsenal need to speed up what they're doing on Yuri Tielemans, because, they don't want to end up missing out on Yuri Tielemans if he is their number one target for that midfield area. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it is Milinkovic-Savic. There's still rumours linking Arsenal with a move to him. The rumours have been saying that Arsenal are willing to pay around about £42 million for Milinkovic-Savic. However, Lazio are seeking around about 46 up to 50, preferably 50 for them, £1 million for Milinkovic-Savic before they would let him move. Again, clubs hovering for him. Manchester United interested in him. Juventus interested in him. He will cost a lot of money to get done, for sure. Be a lot more money than Tielemans. But are Arsenal really, really interested in him? And when are they going to move, or are they leaving it towards the end of the transfer window? It's very, very intriguing. It does seem like Arsenal have to get some players out first, and they're doing that. You're seeing movements with that. There's going to be more players going as well. There's going to be, your Pablo Maris and your Hector Bellerins, and these guys are all going to be leaving the club. How many of them need to go before Arsenal can start to make a move for one of these midfield players? And do Arsenal need to get their skates on, to make sure that they don't lose out on any of these targets, if indeed Tielemans or Milinkovic-Savic are their number one targets for those areas? Going to be an intriguing week. Of course, we're going into the game on Friday against Crystal Palace. Make sure you check it out here on AFTV. We're going to be previewing the game against Crystal Palace all week. Lots and lots of content coming out, so make sure you check it all out. But listen, we're moving now into August, just about a month left of this transfer window. The window shuts, of course, on the 1st of September. What more will Arsenal do? We will keep you up to date with it all here on this show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.